All right, this is good. I like this better.
This is the Get to Know You episode.
Okay, so
Shall I explain?
yeah, go for it.
Okay. This episode is brought to you by no one because we don't have sponsors yet. However, we thought that a great way to get to know each other more and for our audience to get to know us would be to ask each other a series of questions.
Yes.
We've written these on our own, away from each other.
Yes.
And
Neither one
kept
of us
them
knows.
Secret.
And Jamie Lynn and I have known each other. I'm Kelly Garthwaite, Jamie Lynn Fincham. And I have known each other for 12, almost 13 years.
Almost 13.
And so we know a lot about each other, but it's going to be interesting to see what we wrote for each other. And
oh, yeah, for
there's
sure.
like most of the stuff that I wrote on here, I'm like, there's a couple of questions where I feel like I know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
But then other ones where I'm like, we haven't talked about that before. And you have some incredible stories.
I'm nervous as to what questions this is good. I'm excited we're doing this.
Me too. I'm like, I'm getting sweaty.
The only prompt, or I guess it wasn't even a prompt that I gave you, but the only insight that I gave you into the questions that I wrote, I said I would do 5 or 6 questions. And I said that some of them were serious and potentially relating to female health because we do want that to be part of the focus of this podcast because it's one of the things that we feel like doesn't have enough attention. But we don't want it to primarily rest on that subject alone because there's just so much else that needs to be discussed. That would be
about womanhood,
about like
from a millennial perspective and beyond.
The only insight I gave you was that maybe a couple of those questions would be in that arena, but that there were some wild cards and that there's one. You said you worried if your questions might be too PG. And I said, I do have one that's not really PG, but
I might have to amend based on whatever you ask me.
No dress code, no rules, just BYOU. It's time to tell society that it's a taboo. You can be the youest you here in the naked room.
Should we go back and forth? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, we could go back and forth. Okay. I'm going to start off strong with this one, Kelly. Fuck, marry, kill. Liam Neeson, Sam Elliott, or Harry Styles?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe you. I was like, okay. I was thinking about our other friend who's obsessed with Harry Styles. I'm like, Jamie Lynn's not obsessed with Harry Styles in the same way, but oh my God, I can't believe that you asked this because I was legit this close to asking you.
This is so funny.
And
you know what's funny is that you say we know each other really well, but when I knew from the bat that I wanted to ask you this question because I feel like it tells you so much about somebody. It was interesting to try to come up with 3 people. I almost tossed a woman in there too, just for shits and giggles, but like it was interesting to come up with 3 that I thought would actually be a challenge for you. And I have to say that prior I changed Harry Styles. It was Benson Boone because I have the hots for him, but I didn't know if you even knew that
makes sense. Yeah, no, I know because of before the Coachella performance that he did, but the thing that bothered me the most about that performance is that the audience didn't know who the actual Queen member was. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, he brought out Brian May.
And nobody reacted.
Everyone was like,
oh my God.
And then Benson Boone's like, Brian May from
Queen. And probably still there was a group of, I can imagine in the Coachella audience that was like,
yeah,
what?
Who's Queen?
My mom has a shirt that says that. But...
Yeah, I also have a shirt that says
like
that
the
because
Queen?
Yeah.
I
have a shirt because that's popular right now to wear band tees of bands that I've never heard of.
This is great so far. We're not even fully into our first question. Okay, so then I repeat to you: fuck, marry, kill. Liam Neeson, Sam Elliott, Harry Styles. Kelly Garthwaite, what is your answer?
Okay, so every single person who's like 50 plus at this point says that my husband looks like a young Sam Elliott. So I guess I'm gonna marry Sam Elliott because I'm already married to young Sam Elliott.
That's so true.
I would definitely fuck Harry Styles of those 3. And then I guess I would kill Liam Neeson. He's kind of asking for it.
I guess. I mean, his roles have definitely been, it's so hard.
But I do love him.
Right. He seems so sweet. And then he has that movie coming out. So it's like he's back in the, he's like back in the saddle. And so I feel like we're seeing a lot of him and he just seems so sweet. But
I have no hate for him whatsoever, but it's because of the other two options.
Yeah, which is the nature of this beast.
Yeah, because Harry Styles is an amazing performer. I've seen him twice, and I can see why Olivia Wilde was like, peace,
Yeah. Oh,
peace
even though
out.
that's
I'm
so
gonna
hard.
go. I know. She's like,
Ted
you left
Lasso.
Ted Lasso. I can't believe it.
God, brings a tear to my eye.
I find him really attractive now too. Anyway, I digress.
We could go down that. All right. So, okay, yeah, then your turn. Let's go back and forth.
Okay.
That told me a lot about you. Although I have to say, it was hard to hold back my comments, so I guess I'll do it now. I was like, interesting about marrying Sam Elliott, because I'm like, did you eventually, because it's like, were you originally attracted to Curtis because of the way he looked or because of the way he was, like his personality? Obviously now you love both, but it's interesting because it's like, I almost feel like you'd want to fuck Sam Elliott and marry Liam Neeson. That would have been my guess.
It's
Or
interesting.
sorry, marry. Yeah. Oh, but then you would have had to kill Harry Styles. You made a good choice.
I'm gonna try to not hang on it too long.
Yeah.
Because that one, yeah, it is a little. That was a rough one.
It's a
It really was. Because honestly, Liam Neeson is awesome. He's great.
It's a very special set of skills.
Okay, he does. He has a special set of skills. Can you tell me your first kiss story?
Oh, okay. This is good. Okay, so I guess I have two, and I feel like, does everybody have two? Like, do you have your first, like, like little peck kiss that you might have happened, and then like your first real kiss?
My technical first kiss was at a kissing party. Like we did
Oh my
spin the
God.
bottle.
How old were you?
Like 12.
Oh,
And there was like the tip of the tongue, and then everyone got two of us, both of us were like, oh my God, because there were people who were watching. Like,
Yeah.
so that was technically my first kiss. This guy
God.
Jeremy,
and you just did tongue tips.
yeah, and we both got freaked out. We were like, oh, what's that?
We're gonna get mono.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess mine's a two-part story. So I'm gonna take you back to kindergarten and the bus trip. I'm pretty sure this little man asked permission to give me a kiss.
Oh,
And I
gentlemen.
think I must have said yes.
Chivalry is not dead. At least not in kindergarten.
Not in kindergarten.
Oh.
He gave me a little peck on the lips, and that was considered my first kiss. I do remember getting off of the bus, walking home, telling my mother, and her thinking it was really sweet, but then she told me that she wanted me to tell my dad, who was in the bathroom getting ready for work at the time, because he's a musician. So he was like, it was the evening and he was getting ready to leave. And I just remember having like paralyzing anxiety to tell my dad that a boy kissed me on the bus. And I can't remember if at that age it was because I was like worried he was going to hurt him. I don't think that had even like developed yet where I felt like he was like protective, but I think I just felt, I don't know, maybe it's that age where you're so young that your dad is like your sweet, like your dad's your sweetheart. Like it's your dad, your daddy. And I feel like that another boy like gave me a little kiss was like, so like, I felt like I like betrayed my father or something at that age. And he didn't have like any sort of negative reaction. Like, I think he was just like, oh, really? So that would have been my first little peck. My real first kiss. Boy, these are really good. Let me take you to the hillside of the Walmart in Fairmont, West Virginia. I was 14 and I had went to a lock-in with that was at this big, like, there was this church a few towns over. It was like a big warehouse or something. I can't remember what they called it. The faculty, the
Were
factory.
you actually locked in?
Yeah, well, it's interesting.
What
you
if there's a
ask.
fire?
Interesting you ask that, Kelly. So we this place was actually pretty rad for where I grew up. So they had like a rock wall inside. They had a
that's fun.
band that played like all these songs that were hits that you would know, except they changed the words to make them Christian. I remember a lot of REM songs being changed. Like, it's very interesting. So, but you give me physical activities like rock climbing and live music, no matter the genre. Apparently at age 14, no matter my religion, I was there. I went to this lock-in and I had just won a pair of, do you remember Hot Topic by any means?
Oh, yeah. I was born in 83.
Oh yeah. You and I both have I'm sure had many a Hot Topic outfit. So at 14, I was probably getting to that age where I started having a style and there were certain things I really wanted to like wear. So we were at Hot Topic or at the mall one day, and there was a pair of silver pants. And I saw them hanging as they did in Hot Topic, and I was like, I have to have those. They were like silver pleather, like tight pants, like skinny jeans. And I came home, and I guess I probably didn't stop talking about them. And my dad was like, I'll challenge you to a game of Uno. If you win the game of Uno, then I will buy the pants for you.
Oh, I love this.
And I won the game of Uno, which he probably let me win, I feel, but that was just his jam. So I had these silver pants, super excited, wore them to this lock-in. A boy came up to me and said, I can see myself in your pants. And you know, that really got me, I guess. So, the rest was history. No,
the rest was history.
History. We snuck out of the lock-in. It was myself, this boy who was 17. He was older than me.
Oh.
His friend, and then my friend that I came with. So she kind of, as it happens, kind of became the interest of the other friend. So the four of us, these boys talked us into sneaking out. And so I don't even remember how we did it. We went out some sort of back door, or somebody distracted somebody, and we went out, and within walking distance from this church was the Walmart. So our big outing was that we walked to a Walmart and walked around and sat on like the hillside near Walmart. And he leaned over and he French kissed me.
Mm.
And then
You went to
shortly after
Europe.
that, a four-wheeler or a quad, if you will, depending on where you come from, an ATV pulled up and was yelling at us and was like, you got to get on and go now.
The ATV was yelling at you?
The ATV was screaming. It was a Suzuki. It sounded terrible.
No, the person on the
person
ATV.
on the ATV was yelling at us and took us back to the, I think there must have been a couple, because they took us all back to the lock-in. And I had to tell my parents that I got kicked out. And I'm pretty sure that I got grounded for an entire year.
What?
365
How
full days.
can you actually follow through with that as a parent?
I was a good
nuts.
kid, so I think it was probably more about the fact that like I stuck to the rules. Like they didn't have to, I don't know.
You grounded yourself.
I was like, okay, I guess so. The only part of it that I fought back against is that they took my guitar away, and my dad said, if you
That's
write
cruel.
a 3-page essay on why you did what you did and why you shouldn't have and why you're sorry and why you want your guitar back, then I'll give you your guitar back.
You should have just written hormones.
Hormones.
Teenager.
That's it, Dad. Don't you understand? So yeah, that's my first kiss story.
Damn. That doesn't surprise me at all that it's some epic thing.
Some ridiculous thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, my second question for you, and I think I know the answer to this unless you finished it, but I feel like you're so passionate about it that I really wanted you to talk about it some more because we haven't had a chance to discuss it. Kelly, what are you reading right now?
Menopausing.
As you pause.
Yeah. I'm very big on nonfiction. I've been trying to sprinkle in fiction here and there, but I really just like to absorb lots of new information and have something interesting to talk about at cocktail parties, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And menopause, we all go through it.
It's cool.
So,
I remember when you first told me about that book, you said that it was recommended to you actually by a man
Yeah.
who read it with his wife
yes.
when she was going through menopause, which I thought, I don't know, that
I think she's
stuck out to me.
so she's perimenopausal because they're mid 40s.
Yeah.
Perimenopausal, just understanding how to prepare. There's a lot of information about hormone replacement therapy because the person who wrote it
Yeah.
is really big on HRT. And there's a co-author who's a doctor. So there's a lot of medical information in there, but it's broken down in this way that's super approachable.
Yeah.
And there's also lots of like, it's not pictures, but there's just like huge, there's
You're
pages.
like, I love it because it's a picture book.
I create I like make the book up based on my imagination. No, there's pages where there's just like in really big text facts and stats, and I love that because it's super digestible.
Yeah.
It feels like it was written for the social media age.
I like that.
Yeah.
I read a book recently that was very much like that. It was like a mix of art from the author,
Mhm.
Florence Given. She wrote this book called Women Living Deliciously.
Yep.
And it's just like a decadent book. It's so like everything about it is colorful and vibrant. I listened to it as I read it actually, because I originally was like, I'm just going to listen to it just because I was in the car a lot at the time or something. But then saw the book, I think online. It's like a picture book almost. It's like so cool. And all the
Yeah.
art that she does that goes along with, with the book that she's written is just beautiful.
Wait, now it's my turn.
It's your turn. I just realized it's your turn.
Okay. I already know the answer to this one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but I want other people to know. And maybe we can talk about it in another episode. Mom or aunt?
Oh, for me, like, do I want to be a mom or
What's
not?
your
Yeah.
identity? What are you picking?
I'm definitely the fun auntie. Like, I would even take
You're
it
the
a step.
font.
I'm the font, and I feel like maybe less so recently. I feel like I've settled a little, but I do think that for the most part, all of my friends who have kids who like consider me auntie, and then my own niece who obviously considers me auntie, I think that I'll definitely have that role of like, where is she now? Oh, what's she doing now? Like, how does she even have what? Hopefully someday says, how does she even have all that money? That's not the case now, but I think that like I love being able to come in and just fill in the blanks like here and there, and I love like leaving little like I wouldn't say they're rebellious nuggets of wisdom, but like I know for my sister Michelle, she has Ophelia. And I remember one of the first gifts that I gave her was this tiny little backpack, and I sharpied something inside of it because I was like, I want to leave this little legacy for her. I want her to like, I know that my mom and my sister and like the people that are in her life daily, because we don't live near each other. I mean, we do now, kind of close, but still we're hours away. But for the longest time, up until I moved to Virginia, I was always far, far away. I didn't really get to see her that much. And so in my mind, I'm like, she already has the people in her life who are going to create this nearby closeness and stability and routine and structure for her. And I want to be that little wild essence that because I know that she'll have that in her because she's part Fincham. So I want to be that guiding light for her in that aspect. Oh, I kind of want to take a train and go do my own thing for like a year, and I want her to be like, I'll call Auntie Jamie Lynn and she'll know what to do, or she'll know how to like guide me through that. And
or she can visit you on parts of the trip or
yeah,
something.
exactly. So I think it's like it has that part of it, and then just the part of I mean, I'm gonna be 40.
Yeah, biologically.
It's like not that it's impossible, but I just think that you and I have talked about this before where I've had so many friends over the years. Like I've seen my friends and the women in my life like two different ways. I've either had the friends who are like, I want nothing more than to be a mom. Like it's like what I want. That's my dream. That's all I see for myself. And then they do it and they get it and it's good. And I have friends who also feel like they don't even like children. Like they just, you know, it's like, ugh. And they end up becoming a mom, maybe not even by, like plan. And that ignites that thing in them where they're like, oh, like I didn't even know I wanted this, but now I'm like, this is like my life and I love it. And I've just not ever had that burning desire. I literally have 2 car seats sitting in my spare bedroom right now from a friend that I'm helping her sell. And I don't walk past those and feel this like emptiness. Like, oh, I wish those, like, I might feel like I want to get another puppy, but like, and that's kind of crazy because these dogs are a handful, but yeah, I think that I've definitely for sure chosen the Fonty role.
Yep. Yeah, I get that. I knew that answer already, but I just felt like we should talk about
dive
it.
into it.
Yes.
What is your perfect day? What does your perfect day look like?
April 20th. Shout out Miss Congeniality.
It's so good.
No.
What a gem, that movie.
My perfect day, like a perfect day or a date?
I think a day, like for me, I think about like, what are the elements of a day that you hope each day has, or even if it's like future thought, like maybe there are things in your life that we've manifested that don't exist now, but like if those are in your life, what does that day look like? What will fulfill you mentally, physically, spiritually, sexually? Like, what are all the things in the day that would be that hit all the marks?
I definitely like to exist in a sense of calmness. So, like some kind of a groundedness practice, mindfulness
Yeah.
practice. I want to be connected to nature in some way every single day, even if it's just like I live in Los Angeles. I'm here in Virginia right now, but fortunately, I live in a place that's not super crowded in Los Angeles. But like there's a community garden that's walking distance. I have a bed in there. So I want to go and connect with Mother Nature. I love my plants on my porch. I get so much enjoyment out of that.
Are there.
Yeah, I know. Some of your plants are there. I know. We inherited those. That's how I am an aunt.
You're the
is-
Fonty to my plants.
Okay, so everyone's like, save your money. Don't go buy coffee every day. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go get my daily oat latte.
Yeah, that's your joy.
There's a lot of joy in that. My husband and I started in the pandemic. We set this precedence of we were living in a condo and we didn't have an outdoor space. And so we would get in the car with our dog because we had to go walk every day with her. So in the afternoons we would go and find a local coffee shop, put our masks on, go in the local coffee shop, and then walk around a new neighborhood because we needed a change of scenery so that our brains didn't start to melt. So
yeah.
doing something simple like that is really nice. I do want to dedicate more time to just sitting down and reading, not right before bedtime only, because that's what I've been doing recently. I love this idea of reading like 35 to 50 books a year, but I'm basically like one a month at
God,
this
I
point.
don't know if I've read that many in my entire life. It's so bad. I have started 10 times that, but it's like I have book ADD.
That's fine. I think maybe it's a matter of just finding one that sucks you in pretty quickly, because then you're like, I'm going to go be in this closet by myself and no one talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to hole up. Also, like a live music element is nice. Like if there's a show to look forward to. But yeah, a perfect day overall is kind of basic. I don't feel like I really need a lot.
Yeah.
It's more about the mental component of being able to feel really, I guess like going to the gym or something like that. So I feel relaxed at the end of the day. I feel like I can sit down and have a dry cider or something, and it just like hits in the like best way.
Yeah. I love that feeling, especially if you've done something like physical, like you went to the gym and you're like, I earned this. I don't even feel bad about, like, not that you should feel bad about having a cider here and there, but you know what I mean.
Well, and I'm at a point where I used to obsess about calories and losing weight and I'm like, I want to feel comfortable in my body overall. And I think the most important component for me is strength.
Yeah.
So it's mental strength, physical strength. I just want to feel strong going into aging. And, being 42, I'm not very old at this point, but I'm trying to set myself up for aging more gracefully by lifting weights and doing, not heavy weights. I'm not in there like doing
Got the sweatband on.
Yeah, exactly.
The weight belt.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm bench pressing 365. No, I haven't even bench pressed in forever, but it's just about finding balance, I think. So so that's not that exciting, but
it's harder to come by sometimes than
it really
you would think. So
yeah, I know.
sense.
We all have cortisol in our bodies, especially now because everything feels so up and down and uncertain, and there's a 24-hour news cycle, and it's so much for us to have to contend with and digest.
Oh yeah.
We have to figure out how to tune out and turn off and just go be with Mother Nature, and we also really have to keep our strength. Okay, so you asked me something that was a little bit more like heady. So I'm going to ask you, Jamie Lynn is turning 40 in October. So what's one habit you want to keep and one you want to leave in the last decade as you go into the new decade?
That's a good one. I feel like I did something similar like this when I graduated and got my yoga certification. This was a similar question that they
So you're prepared.
asked a little bit, but now I'm trying to think of even what I think when I answered that, it was less of a habit, and it was more of like something you don't want to carry with you. Like it was very broad.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like baggage.
baggage, yeah. And I do remember my answer to that was having self-doubt, specifically about the fact that I don't have a formal education, like in the traditional sense. Like I've done all of these trade schools, and I, have an esthetician license and yoga certification and can work on diesel engines and things like that. But
yeah, you're multifaceted.
Yeah, but I don't have like what still seems so important in the job industry, which is like a bachelor's degree. And so it always has weighed on me to the point where I actually probably still haven't completely let it go, because I always say that if I had like, disposable income, I probably would just go to school to like be an engineer. I would just enjoy doing that because I just love learning, but not to derail. So from habits, if there was one that I could keep and one that I could leave behind going into turning 40, it's interesting because I feel like I think being somebody that usually does like get prepared for something, I've felt like I started making changes kind of as though I was 40 just in the last like few months.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like, okay, that's coming, so how do I prepare? And I think in doing that, I have definitely made it a habit to protect my peace. That's become such an important thing to me, especially as like a people pleaser and as somebody who's like I'd consider myself like a giver and a helper and a doer. And I think in decades past, I definitely let it get like I let it get away from me to where I just like took that on as my identity. And so then other people took it on as my identity, which makes sense. Like that's how I presented myself to the world, was like, do you need something? I'm here. I can help you.
Resonates so much.
And and so then it got to a point where it just outgrew me to where I felt like I don't identify as that. It's not that I don't identify as that anymore, but I just have felt like my time for myself, with myself and with my little family has become so much more important and so much more necessary that it's prioritized, and it's become, something that I want to make sure that I'm always putting first. And then if I have that, not to be super cliche, but that cup filled or that oxygen mask on, then I feel like, okay, if I've done all those things and at the end of the day or the end of the week or whatever, I still have something to give, then I will go and I will help you with this thing, or I would be delighted to offer my services to do this. But in the past, when I was younger, it was definitely like, well, let me go do that thing because it's what I'm good at. It's what somebody needs, and it'll probably fill my cup up.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like the dogs just absolutely wrecked the house upstairs, like knocked over like the TV. I don't even know what that was, but they're also really big dogs. So it could have just been
that's just walking.
It's just walking.
Ding,
That's
ding,
so
ding.
funny. So I think that's a habit I guess I want to continue to try, because it's not easy. It's been like a tough change to make to when my knee-jerk reaction when somebody asks me to help with something is like, well, of course, yes, I'll be there when you need me.
Yeah.
And to
Right now? Yes.
yeah, right? Like rewiring myself to ask, like it sounds so stupid, but it's like rewiring myself to ask myself, do you want to do that? What are the other things that you could do with that time, or that you should do with that time, that will set you up for success, so that you then have a bigger part of yourself to offer to that cause or whatever it is, instead of just going and giving whatever's left of you to help. And then it, comes back to bite me in the ass because I'm like overly exhausted and I feel like I put something off that I should have been doing, or, even resentment. I might feel a little resentful that I like went and did this thing and didn't take care of myself first. So that's definitely a habit I want to try to continue and build on, so that it's just more natural and not so much work every time for me to sit with myself and work through the process of telling myself that I deserve to fill my cup first or whatever it might be. And then if there's a habit that I want to, so yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Am I getting rid of, that's a twofold. I guess I just did. I'm getting rid of I'm keeping one. I'm getting rid of another.
I think it can be twofold.
Yeah. So I guess in summary, it would be habit that I want to get rid of is, knee-jerk reaction to helping and being like of service to people, feeling like that's who I am as a person. And so it has to be my first like priority. So I want to try to get rid of that and work more towards, putting myself first.
Mhm.
Sounds so selfish, but I'm trying to get better at it.
No, it's not. It's not, because you can't give to other people fully unless you are giving to yourself first.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's that I feel like I just need more as I've gotten older than I did when I was younger, and I was so quick to be like the helper. And now I feel like I need so much more like introspective time and like,
Me too, girl.
all the things that like I enjoy doing, like writing music or, creating. It takes a lot of empty time by myself. And I think that there's sometimes a habit to fill that time. And I am trying to get better about just being grateful for big empty spaces of time where I can kind of create at my own pace and not feel like, okay, I have an hour, carved out today where I can sit down with my guitar and like work on that song I started 6 months ago, and just really being like, today is just a day where I'm going to pick that thing up and write. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to come back to it. And if somebody needs something, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I do have the time. I'm going to tell myself that this day is for me, and that just because I have the free time doesn't mean I don't need that time to just be.
We're wired for productivity.
For sure.
And with being a people pleaser, it's like a double whammy kind of.
Yeah.
I'm in the same headspace that you are. I know this was a question that I asked you, but
it's okay. I do the same to you. I want to answer it too.
Yeah. Next time we switch questions. I'm in exactly the same headspace though, because I feel like even if I just have like one random call on my calendar, sometimes I get anxious about it because I'm like, but I really wanted a full day of no plans. And I want to know, and I know that that's very privileged, but
I think it's also the type of people that you and I are, is because like I've not really ever been able to just drop into something. Like I need to mentally prepare, because I think it's just who we are as people. Like we want to feel prepared when we go into something, and it's made us good at the jobs that we've had.
Yeah.
But the other side of the coin is that, I'm not going to be great when somebody's like, can you drop what you're doing and come do this thing? Sometimes I can be pretty spontaneous with most things, but if it's something where I feel like I want to feel like I got my shit together for it, that might mean an hour on the front end. And then what it's also meant as I've gotten older is having an hour on the back end to like decompress from it, because like what did we do the other day? Oh, we recorded a podcast. Like we recorded one of the episodes, and afterwards we didn't even realize how exhausted we were from it until we tried to do another one, and we're just staring at each other like Gen Z stare. Like, oh, I don't know, like where did all that go? It's like we give so much when we give that I think it's physical and mental. So there's this break that needs to happen afterwards that is really necessary.
Yeah, which is why we're like one recording.
Yeah, we've made a rule now. Don't
most.
Worry, you won't get any.
Yeah, you won't have low energy from us. Yeah, we're gonna be high energy.
Yeah.
No, that's totally not my nature either. But okay.
All right, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Number 4. What is your favorite decade of life so far?
Oh. I thought you were going to ask me, like, what's my favorite decade in history?
Oh, man. Not
right?
this one. No.
I would love to go to Woodstock. No.
Yeah, right.
And also the late 60s was, like, kind of horrible for women.
Yeah, they all kind of had their own pros and cons.
There's lots of pros and cons. Really good music, not so good. Couldn't have my own credit card. Thanks, RBG.
Seriously.
My favorite decade so far... I really like being in my 40s because of exactly what you just talked about with protecting your peace and letting go of being a people pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
I've been contending with that for my whole life, as long as I can remember as well. And there's something so freeing about getting to a place where I definitely still care a lot about things like what people think and making sure that everyone around me is good. But I'm beginning to care less and less. And that part feels really good. I'm noticing that I want to spend more time with fewer people. I get that thing that people talk about where, like, as you get older, your friend group shrinks. I'm like, I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of acquaintances, but it's like I have different friends and different acquaintances for different purposes, like different reasons in my life and things that we really connect on. And that's fulfilling to me. Like, there's friends that I see like every 6 months or something, you know? And then there's other people like you and I are basically like up each other's asses.
I know. We were texting until 10 p.m. last night. Like, so funny.
We're together a lot.
I was like, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. Even when we're not, we're still together. Because
we make up for lost time though. Because there's a lot of times like when I left LA, we'd been friends for what, 13, 14, 15? We'd been friends for like 4 years, I think. When I left and moved to Nantucket.
Like, yeah, five.
Something like that. And I think it was pretty hard on both of us because it was like we had a good, like we were like.
We had a good cadence.
We had a good cadence. And but I knew I was like, we're gonna meet each other all over the fucking place.
I mean, thank God for Marco Polo too, because that really kept
shout out Marco Polo. Maybe they could be a sponsor.
Yeah, right.
We live like I think they've saved friendships for me tenfold.
Yeah.
It's like quantity or quality over quantity.
Yeah. So I love that about my 40s. I met my husband in my 20s, but we started dating in my early 30s.
Yeah. I
feel like I had the most pivotal changes come up in my life in my 30s so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a lot about different decades.
Yeah.
This is really hard to pick one.
It is. I think mine's probably my 30s. Yeah, I mean...
You just haven't entered your 40s yet.
Yeah, I was like, hopefully it's my 40s, hopefully it'll get better. And there's been some shit in all of them for sure. And there's been some really good stuff in all of them. But I think my 30s, if I were to like put a theme on all of them, like my 30s definitely is when I started feeling my independence.
Mm-hmm.
And like...
You got married super young too.
Oh yeah, I was 19. So like that like... It's crazy. Yeah, it wasn't even in my 20s decade yet.
It's like you had your second coming or something in your 30s. Like you hit the reset button.
Yeah. And I felt like, I think in my 30s is when I felt like I had financial independence for the first time. I feel like that occurred more when I moved to Nantucket, which is a place where it's like one of the most expensive places probably to live. And it's so funny that like the two places that I've been where I've probably felt the most financially independent are Los Angeles and Nantucket.
And both two of the most expensive places.
Yeah. But I think it's because I'm like find work easy. It's like I if there's work to be found, then I find it. And then in those areas, there's just like so much work.
Yep. So I guess I love my 40s. I love something from every decade. I love the freedom of the being able to party and stay up until dawn and not feel awful in my teenage years,
like, that's
and
not
early
now.
20s. No, now I have sleep anxiety. I'm like, I need to go to bed so I can get 8.5 hours. I'm gonna ask you one that's this one's probably gonna be hard, but it's not like a deep question. If you had to give up one of your senses, which one would it be? You got taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smell.
Thanks for reminding me of what the senses are.
I had to write it out, and I wrote feel and touch. Same. I was like, wait, no. There's another one in there. Yeah. So taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smell.
I mean, off the bat, I definitely wouldn't want to give up hearing because music is so important to me. So
I knew
it's
that.
Like, there's no way. Like my life is made so much, like my life has a soundtrack, like everything I do, I have music playing or it's in my head or whatever. And so if I didn't have that. I mean, I guess I could still have it in my head if I couldn't hear, but it would only be up until now. My playlist would be only up until age 39.
Would that be so bad though?
It wouldn't. I got a lot of music in there.
Interesting.
It's very true. Let me rethink that.
The AI music, TikTok.
Oh, God.
all the-
Yeah, so I think, yeah, we wouldn't. And then, I mean, touch, like,
Mhm.
that's a hard one because, like, man, yeah. Taste, smell. What do we got? Taste.
It is a hard. It's a hard one.
I know.
Taste.
I want to put a lot of thought into it. So it's like taste, smell.
You and I are wired exactly the same. Because I'd be like,
Touch.
oh, it's like life or death. I have to figure it out. Yeah, you have, okay, so you said you wouldn't give up touch and you wouldn't give up hearing. So you have your taste, sight, and smell left.
Sight. I mean, I feel like I'm already halfway through the door giving up my sight because my eyes are getting bad. So maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
You
No.
get, really?
I know.
Okay.
I wouldn't give up my sight. It might be taste.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's tough, but also I feel like if we're talking about like right now in my life, right? Like I have tasted so much. So I feel like even though I would miss things like, oh my God, like a fresh base scallop that you just dove to the bottom of the sea and got and opened up. Like there's so many things that I really do love. I love taste, but yeah, I think that would have to get the boot because those other ones are just so important to me. And taste is more, it's a luxury, but I don't think there's a ton of importance to it. I mean, I know there is, like, if you bring it back to like primal,
if
like
you're
to
a
be like,
chef, there's
if you're a chef, there's
but-
very important. Yeah. But like, as far as like survival, which is kind of
Yeah.
innately always in the back of my mind, like, I think that's one that I wouldn't feel would affect me as much as the other ones would. So good question.
Yeah. I know, because taste is a little bit more like, yeah, you're right. It does feel a little bit more like a privilege
Mhm.
than because with smell, like you could smell if your house is on fire.
Yeah,
Or
right.
you could hear the fire alarm going off, or you could see the light
Yeah.
going, but you don't need to taste the fire alarm.
The only thing, yeah, you don't need to taste it. I mean, it would save me from like, all right, one example that I'm like, shit, I'm thinking of some. Like I was sick a couple weeks ago and Oliver went to Whole Foods and got me that chicken soup. Shout out Whole Foods, you owe me some soup. He went and got me that
Oh.
chicken soup and the expiration date was fine. It was not due to expire for 2 more weeks. But what must have happened, because it was one of those fresh soups in like the clear pint, is it must have gotten taken out of the refrigerated section. Like somebody was going to purchase it and then they left it out near the checkout counter or something is all I can imagine. And then they put it back, but it had went bad. So I went to eat it. And the only reason I knew, I guess, no, I did smell it before I tasted it, but I thought my smell was all messed up because I was sick. So I went ahead and took a bite of it. And I was like, tasted like hot garbage. So
So gross.
I guess even then is a good example. Like I did smell, it smelled bad before I even tasted it. So my line of defense, my scent kicked in first. So I'm giving up taste. Final answer.
Okay. All right. Okay. Should we do one more each?
Yeah, I have 2 more. Oh, yeah. What are we at? for
Let's pick
timing?
one more each.
Okay.
You
it's
go
my
and then I'll
turn.
go. Yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, God, one's like a really serious one, and the other one's kind of just like I just love these questions, even though I'm going for the last one. I'm going for my wild card just because you just said something about fire. House is on fire. You saving Curtis or Zula?
Oh no.
I know.
Oh God. Okay. Ooh,
I know it's so hard.
It's honestly it is really hard, but obviously I would choose my husband.
I'll make it a little easier on you.
He's
Both of them are still like, it's not one or the other, but there is a small chance like it's collapsing. So are you trusting that Curtis could probably make it out by himself and you're going to get Zula, or are you going to help Curtis? And
well, if Curtis is still capable and he can get
he
himself
should
out,
just get him.
yeah, then obviously I'm gonna save my dog.
She'd catch fire so quick too, or fear. She'd just combust. Your whole house would burn down so fast because of how hairy she is.
Because of, yeah, she's a shepherd husky.
I'm surprised your insurance isn't higher because you have a Shepsky.
Have a flammable animal. Oh my God. Oh no, that one's really hard.
I know.
I would, yeah, of course I would pick my husband. But I would never recover from the loss of my dog,
I wouldn't either.
especially in that way. Like thinking about the fires in LA at the beginning of this year
Yeah.
and the amount of people who lost their animals because they had to go to work and then the fire broke out and
Yeah.
they couldn't get back or something. It's
There's like no,
people are like, I would never leave my pet. And I'm like, you literally don't realize that there's going to be a fire
Yeah.
and you leave and then you can't get back.
no, the amount that we
It's
thought
so
about
misunderstood.
that when those fires were happening and like we had the dog, we were taking the dogs everywhere with us. Like if we just went down to, because we didn't have service. Like,
Yeah, of course.
Like the,
They wouldn't be able to call you.
yeah, it was,
if the dog-
they can't call us. But we couldn't even get the evacuation alerts because the internet wasn't working and our power was out. So we had to drive all the way down. And we'd just take them with us even if we were leaving the house for 5 minutes because that shit spreads like wildfire.
Yep, it does. Anyway, we don't have to go into that too much.
It's
But
your last and final question.
my last and final question. Okay. Well, you commented on how you would never give up your hearing because you are a big music lover. So this one's going to suck for you.
Oh no.
If you could only choose one album to listen to for the rest
my
of your
God,
life, what would it be?
I hate these questions. This is like when somebody's like, what's your favorite song? Like, Jesus Christ.
Maybe you could do a compilation.
God,
or
one
something.
album.
You could burn a
It's like,
CD.
no, seriously. This is one of those things. This is a good lesson because what I feel like, I don't know why this is like, it's so like commonly asked, like, what's your favorite song or whatever. And I always have to say, well, right now. And I think I do that because it's so much pressure to feel like I'm going to be forgetting, you know, like about, because there's just so much. There's no way that I have like a Rolodex in my head right now of every single favorite album. Like I can probably think of 5 of them and then be like, okay, like, and also music for me is so mood based. Like I'll go through phases where I listen to exclusively funk music for 6 months. Like it's ridiculous. Like, or maybe not that long, but like if I,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. Right now, in this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I will. It's not for the rest of your life. What would you listen to right now? Like the only thing you could listen to if it's
I
on
got
repeat.
so fired up that you had to
for
rephrase the question.
I know. Well, I knew this one would get you.
No,
so
you
for the
won't.
next 6 months, you can only listen to one thing on repeat. What would it be?
That helps narrow it down
Based
because,
on right now.
okay, the next 6 months. So this is like, I don't know what flavor of like neurological spiciness this is, but if somebody in the medical field is listening to the way I break this down, please tell me what's wrong with me. So you say that and I immediately think, all right, we're going into autumn. So
And then winter.
vibes are cozy. I'm going to be inside probably a lot or outside doing fires. We have a little fire pit. And so I'm thinking of like, what is the vibe and the mood that I want to like create? Because music for me creates the mood. Like if I'm having people over, I'm obsessing over what the playlist is going to be that's going to keep everybody upbeat and feel like they're having an energized good time. And if I am feeling anxious and overwhelmed, then I'm going to put on music that I feel like brings me down and centers me or grounds me. So we're going into autumn. And it's probably going to be, I feel like if we were videotaping this, so it would be like, cut 45 minutes of Jamie Lynn just sitting there silent, digging through her brain catalog.
I mean, I will probably cut out any long silences.
So there's going to be a few. So genre, is that what we changed it to? Like a genre of music?
No,
Or
like-
still an album?
It could be an album.
You're like, just answer the fucking question, Jamie Lynn.
An album that it's the only one that you can play. You can have it on repeat.
Okay.
So it's like you're stuck on a desert island for the next 6 months and you get one album.
One album to play over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like your final meal. but it's only 6 months.
God, oddly, my brain went to like the most recent Leonard Cohen album, but that would be so fucking depressing. I would not
Jamie
last
Lynn-
on that. I mean, I love that.
Jamie
album,
Lynn did
but-
not make it to 6 months.
Yeah, seriously. They're like, all right, 4 days in after repeating that for no. I think, okay, so I'm alone, I'm deserted, and I have to listen to something on repeat.
You don't have to.
Until
Okay,
I
you don't have to be. You can remove the desert island component of this, but I'm just saying.
Every little thing that you add to it makes it so much different. I'm like, oh no, okay, I'm deserted on the island. Well, let me think about it.
No, it's the concept of you have to pick one thing. No, but you have 6 months.
Yeah,
You're here in your house.
I'm literally ripping my hair out right now.
This is how important music is to you.
God. Okay. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I don't want to narrow it down to like one album. I'm going to say like compilation of hits from Muddy Waters.
Okay. All right. That's fine. It's like the greatest hits.
The
or
greatest
something.
hits, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
right.
just feel like that's going to be like nostalgic and warm for me and like wholesome but it's also going to like inspire me to keep going. For some reason I've decided I'm not only deserted on this island, but I'm like barely surviving. I'm going to be like I just feel like while I'm tinkering with like trying to make a boat to escape, that's going to get me through while I'm sitting around this fire I had to build.
And you're talking to your best friend Wilson.
When I'm talking to the volleyball Wilson. I am now Tom Hanks.
Yeah, somehow. Wow, this took a turn. Wow, that's amazing.
All right.
Okay,
now that
well-
I'm sweating and I've like
Yeah.
hyperventilated.
No, I think that's good though. I feel like that gives some insight, and I learned some things
I know you did.
about you. We're always going to be learning things.
I
about
had
each
one
other.
more really good question, but I know it's like we were run out of time.
Okay, ask it.
Okay.
I'll try to be fast.
Because I feel like this is important because I want to know.
Okay,
because it's
okay.
going to be important for me. Since turning 40, what has been one like a positive change you've seen and a negative change? Like what's been like a favorite thing and kind of like a least favorite thing since that birthday, since that turning of age?
A favorite thing is trusting myself more.
Cool, good, common theme.
Yep, trusting myself more. A little backstory, which you already know, but I left my job at.
Yeah.
I was working for Red Bull Media House, managing the photo operations team for the last couple of years. I was there for 7 years. I left there. I knew on my birthday. So Curtis and I had that conversation on my birthday when I was turning 40 that like, do you want to leave your job? You haven't been happy for a little while. Do you want to think about leaving your job? And so I was like, yes. I was waiting for him to ask the question because that meant that he's prepared to kind of like take the reins, because I had the full-time job that whole time for 7 years, and he's the musician. So he's freelancing and his career's just started to take off in this big way in the last year and a half or 2 years. So it's been this like passing of the baton kind of, but I knew that was coming up for 6 months, and I really had to trust the process at that point, right? So I kind of set myself up for that, like on my 40th birthday, essentially. So that's a big one. Big life changes, trusting myself, just taking lots of leaps of faith. And then the other one, the thing that I don't like, I do feel like my metabolism is slowing down a little bit. But when I go to the gym and I have a regular routine, I feel like I can kind of keep myself in check, but I can't get away with things as easily as I used to. So like when I was 30, I felt like I could have a couple of days of like eating a bunch of like a lot of fatty foods and calories and like not go to the gym, and I wouldn't feel great, but I wouldn't feel like, oh, I can like, I'm feeling this in my body.
Yeah.
It seems like if I take a couple days off from doing a regular health routine, then I notice a shift and a change very quickly. But then it does seem like once I get into a routine of going and being mindful.
Yeah, you can't be like on autopilot as much.
No.
Or it's like your body's not on autopilot as much. I feel that too, where it's not like, it'll work itself out. It does take a lot more, even now. Yeah, it feels very much like it's like you have to, it is work. Whereas before it was just kind of like, wow,
Yeah.
things are just working out because I partied hard for the weekend, but then I
I'm
went on a
fine.
big hike and now I'm fine.
Yeah. And also the existential crisis that is a hangover at
Yeah.
this point.
I do
can't
not
deal.
that
No.
if I were to say my least favorite since like aging or whatever, I don't know when it started. I think it kind of started probably a year ago.
Mid-30s or
Yeah,
something.
maybe. The sensitivity, it's weird. It's a double-edged sword. It's like I'd say sensitivity to alcohol, but I feel like I'm less sensitive to the effects of alcohol while I'm drinking it. So I don't really even feel like I get the fun benefits, but then I'm so much
I see.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, like have
You're not like, yay,
Yeah.
I feel so light and buzzy.
yeah,
and-
like have a couple ciders with you or
Feels like
Guinness.
there's no point.
And I'm like, I guess I felt that. I mean, I enjoyed having a drink with you, but I'm not like, oh, I feel a little buzz.
Sometimes
But-
I get a headache while I'm drinking.
yeah, same. It's like my hangover will start when I've finished the drink.
Yeah.
It's so shitty.
But if I go to the gym and I have a really good workout and it feels like I process things a little bit better.
Yeah.
So if I've been sitting around and not really doing much activity wise and then I have a drink,
Metabolism based, probably.
it's so different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it depends on what I drink. Like I've gotten real fancy with wine. Like I have to do organic, natural from a local wine shop. I can't do like the mass produced wine anymore because
Yeah.
it makes me feel really, really bad.
I hate that it all ties to health. It's like what we were talking about
I
last night, where
know.
it's like the saying that like if you're not healthy, you're not horny, and it's like if you're not healthy, you're hungover too.
Yeah.
Damn it.
yeah. Yeah. Even without
Moral
drinking.
of the story.
Yeah. Just not getting enough sleep now. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I can't exist. I can't do this. Anyway, I think that's a good place.
That was a good get to know you episode. I feel like as much as I know you already, I just learned a lot more. So I really hope that
Mhm,
our
me too.
audience feels more connected to us through this and is
Yeah.
excited for future conversations. We should do more of these because I feel like we've barely scratched the surface in a lot of our
Me too.
stories, which is so funny.
Maybe
Should be
we'll-
like a monthly.
Yeah. Or like we could do one that's a quarter or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And now,
And if
don't
you
know
have
this-
any questions for us
yeah,
as well.
you can message us. All
That's a wrap.
The Naked Room podcast is brought to you by hot coffee, cold showers, grit and determination, the power of being a woman.
We'd like to thank ourselves. This is a self-run operation. We have done all of this on our own, other than with the help of our hot sound guy, my husband, Curtis Keeper, who curated all of our equipment and got us up and running.
If you'd like to sponsor us, reach out.